first circuit diagram for core type transformer. Okay, now here core type transformer has only one window is here. Okay, now this is the one window is here. Okay, in core type transformer. Okay, now in cell type transformer consists of two windows. This is the first window is here. Okay, and this is the second window is here. Okay, now this is the difference between core type transformer and cell type transformer with respect to window. Okay, now this is the first point in difference, that is core type transformer has only one window. Okay, then in cell type has two windows. Then also in core type transformer winding is placed on limb section, that is winding is placed on limb section, that is limb is here, and this is the side limb. Okay, that is in core type transformer winding placed on side of the limb. Okay, that is the turns, number of turns for secondary side and for primary side in core type transformer. Okay, now in cell type transformer winding placed on central limb of the transformer. Now here this is the central limb is here. Okay, now here this is the primary winding is here for denote P, and secondary winding is here S. Okay, now this is the cell type transformer. Okay, now this is the difference between core type transformer and cell type transformer. It will be depend on winding. Okay, now also in core type transformer use cylindrical winding, that is using like this is the cylindrical type winding, that is rotating winding in core type transformer. Okay, now in cell type transformer use sandwich type winding, that is sandwich type winding, that is we are using is low voltage winding, then we are using HV winding, then that is secondary winding, then using LV winding, then using HV winding. It is low voltage winding means primary winding, then HV winding means secondary winding, then again primary winding, and again secondary winding. That means sandwich type winding is defined as in which we have to use interchanging winding, that is primary winding after secondary winding, then again after secondary winding use primary winding, then this type of winding is called as sandwich type winding. That is it will be depends on LV winding, HV winding, LV winding and HV winding. Okay, now this is the difference between cylindrical winding and sandwich type winding. Okay, then core type transformer easy to repair because winding placed on side of the limb, that is core type transformer diagram is here. We will draw one diagram for core type transformer. Okay, then winding placed on side of the limb. Okay, this is the secondary winding, this is the for S for secondary, P for primary, and this winding is easy to repair in core type transformer, but in cell type transformer we have used the winding placed on central limb of the transformer. Okay, that is this is the primary winding is here, then here secondary winding is here, that is P for primary, S for secondary. Okay, that means here this winding is insert or installation on central limb of the transformer is called as cell type transformer. Okay, then this winding is not easy to repair because it can applicable only central limb of the transformer. Okay, now this maintenance is not easy to repair. Then this type of transformer is called as cell type transformer. Okay, now fifth point is in core type transformer it gives better cooling for transformer in case of temperature. That is, when temperature increase in transformer, then core type transformer it give better cooling. Okay, then in cell type transformer it does not give better cooling medium in transformer. That means temperature in cell type transformer is not easy to control. Okay, that means in core type transformer temperature is easy to control with the help of better cooling medium, but in cell type transformer cooling medium is not effective. Okay, now this is the difference between core type transformer and cell type transformer. Okay, now here this is the core type transformer. Okay, now this is the circuit diagram of core type transformer. Okay, now this is the cell type transformer is here. Okay, now this is the difference between core type transformer and cell type transformer. Okay, now next point is construction of transformer. Okay, now in construction of transformer we have already explained three types, that is core type transformer and cell type transformer and Berry type transformer. Okay, now here this is the construction diagram for single phase core type transformer. Now here this is the core type transformer. Okay, now this is the input side is here, this is output side here. Okay, now here this is the primary winding is here, that is the P for primary winding, and this is the secondary winding. Okay, now here for primary winding number of turns is N1, then secondary winding number of turns N2. Okay, now here the number of turns N2 and number of turns N1 is here, then number of turns N1 is greater than N2 because here less number of turns available in N2 side and large number of turns available in N1 side. Then here this is the step down transformer, that is N2 number of turns is less than number of turns N1. Then this type of transformer is called as step down transformer. Okay, also in which there are some part is here. Then first is conservator, then conservator tank is here, that is a circular tank is called as conservator tank, and conservator tank is installed on the top of the transformer. Okay, now here also use oil level indicator, that means oil level indicator it gives the indication of oil level from lower level to higher level. That means this is the indicator, that is oil level indicator. And also here Buchholz relay use here, but this transformer winding, that is primary winding, secondary winding, place on core of the transformer, and this transformer place in transformer oil. Okay, then transformer oil is also called as mineral oil. Okay, now this is the transformer oil is here. Then when any type of incipient fault or internal fault occur in transformer oil, then Buchholz relay sense the fault and give trip signal to the Buchholz relay, and Buchholz relay get with the help of alarm and detect the fault. That means alarm, that is it gives one type of noise, that is alarm. That means Buchholz relay is a device. It gives alarm indication for fault occur in transformer oil. That is transformer oil impure, then it gives alarm. Then small amount of dirt particles are present in transformer, then transformer gives alarm signal to the Buchholz relay give alarm signal to the transformer. That means Buchholz relay is useful to detect fault in transformer oil. Okay, now this is the concept of Buchholz relay. Now here there are two wheels are here, that is two wheels, that is transformer moving from one place to another place with the help of wheel. Okay, then transformer tank, this is the transformer tank is there. Okay, now this is the transformer tank is there. Then terminal bushing, that is this is the single phase transformer. Then it consists of two terminal, that is first terminal is phase and second terminal is neutral. That is this is the phase terminal, this is neutral terminal, and bushing is provided for protection for phase terminal and neutral terminal. And their breather is here. Then breather is a device in which we have to place silica gel. Then silica gel, it gives proper indication of oil level is pure or impure. Then breather also gives indication of transformer oil is pure or impure with the help of silica gel. Okay, then also silica gel is act as a protective device for transformer oil. Okay, then explosion ventilation, that is surrounding ventilation is very important for transformer. That is atmospheric air is useful for ventilation. When transformer oil get heated certain temperature, then we have to need cooling. Then explosion ventilation is act as a ventilation for transformer, that is act as a cooling medium. Okay, now this is the construction of transformer. It will be depends on several parameters like transformer tank, then transformer terminals, then design of transformer, then Buchholz relay, then conservator tank, then oil level indicator and breather. And also we have to need wheels for moving transformer from one place to another place. Okay, now this is the construction of transformer. It is very simple construction of transformer, but in which we have to need each and every parameter available in transformer, and also we have to need their working, their functions and their importance. Okay, now this is the construction of transformer. Okay, now we have to need also applications. What are the applications of transformer? That is transformer uses. Okay, then first point is step up transformer and step down transformer, that is increase the voltage. In step up transformer, for example, in step up transformer output voltage is greater than input voltage. In step up transformer, that is increase the voltage level. Then in step down transformer output voltage is less than input voltage. Then this type of transformer is called as step down transformer. That is transformer, it useful for change the voltage level. The main application is transformer is useful for to change voltage level. Okay, then also transformer used in measurement of current. First is transformer, it useful for to measure current in single phase transformer and three-phase transformer. That is, first point is transformer is used as to measure current in single phase transformer and three-phase transformer. Then second point is here transformer measure the voltage in single phase and three phase transformer. Also transformer measure power V into I, and this is power for single phase transformer. Then three phase power is P is equal to then multiplied by 3, that is three phase system, 3 into VI. Okay, now this is the three phase power, and power measure in watt. Okay, power in three phase also measure power in watt. Okay, now this is the difference between single phase system and three phase system with respect to power. And also transformer useful for to measure energy, that is electrical energy. Okay, now these are the applications of transformer, that is measure and change the voltage level, that is step up, step down, measurement of current, measurement of voltage in single phase and three phase system, then also measured power, also measured energy. Okay, now this is the applications of transformer. Okay, then next point is EMF equation of transformer. It is very important point, but in which we have to need nomenclature, that is we have to need each and every symbol. It is very important. Then first symbol is V1, that is supply voltage for primary winding. Okay, now we have draw one diagram is here. Okay, now this is the single phase core type transformer. Okay, now here there are two winding. First winding is primary winding. Okay, now this is the primary winding is here. Then here secondary winding. Okay, now here V1 is the supply voltage of primary winding. Okay, now here this is primary winding, that is P. This is secondary winding. Then supply voltage, that is V1, AC voltage. Okay, that is V1 is here. Then V2 is a terminal voltage of secondary winding, that is V2 is here. Then induced EMF in primary winding, that is E1, that is induced EMF in primary winding, that is primary winding is here, that is E1 is here. Then E2 induced EMF in secondary winding is here. Then number of turns in primary winding, that is these are the number of turns is here, that is N1, that is number of turns N1 in primary winding. Then number of turns N2 in secondary winding, that is N2 is here. Okay, then current flow in primary winding, that is I1, that is current flow in primary winding is I1 is here. Okay, then current flow in secondary winding, that is I2 is here. Okay, this I2 is here. And flux, that is maximum flux flow in transformer core, that is we have to need flux, that is these are the flux are passing through transformer core. Okay, now this is the nomenclature of the okay, now this is the nomenclature used in single phase core type transformer. Then we have to need to find out EMF equation. Okay, now we have to need EMF equation of the transformer. What is the meaning of EMF? That is electromotive force. It will be generated in primary winding to secondary winding. Then we have to calculate EMF, that is E1, that is E1 is here and E2 is here. Now we have to calculate in EMF equation of transformer. First we have to calculate E1, then we have to calculate E2. Okay, with respect to turns, N1 for E1, and with respect to turns, N2 for E2. Okay, now this is the concept of EMF equation. Now we have to find out to EMF equation of the single phase transformer. Okay, now this is the just concept of the transformer with the help of nomenclature. Okay, now we are going to EMF equation of the transformer. Okay, now here this is the sinusoidal waveform is here. Okay, with respect to flux, that is this is the flux phi with respect to time omega t. Okay, now here this is the sinusoidal waveform is here. Okay, then phi is equal to phi is equal to phi m, and sinusoidal wave, that is sine, is here, and omega t, that is time, is here. Okay, now here we have to need to find out EMF equation. Then phi indicate for flux, phi m indicates for maximum value of flux, N1 that is number of primary winding turns, number of secondary winding turns, then F indicate that is frequency of supply voltage, then E1 indicates for RMS value of primary induced EMF, then E2 indicates for RMS value of secondary induced EMF. Okay, now here this is the total time period of the full cycle, that is T is equal to 1 upon F. Then half cycle is T is equal to 1 upon 2F for half cycle. Then here this is the first cycle, first half of the half cycle is 1 by 4F. Okay, now this cycle, half cycle, also same as that of this cycle. Okay, that means this half cycle is always same as that of second half cycle, but total half cycle is here. Total half cycle is always same as that of another half cycle, but difference is this is the positive half cycle and this is negative half cycle. Now in EMF equation of the transformer we have considered only one time, that is T is equal to 1 upon 4F. Then also this time is same as that of T is equal to 1 upon 2F, but total time is T is equal to 1 upon F. Okay, now here this is the waveform description. Okay, now we have considered time is 1 upon 4F. Now that is we have considered half of the half cycle, and this half of the half cycle is same as that of next half cycle, that is this half cycle is same as that of another half cycle, and this whole half cycle is same as that of another half cycle. Okay, now we have to need procedure to find out EMF equation. Okay, now we have to explain procedure to find out EMF equation of the transformer. Okay, then okay, now here EMF equation of the transformer, it will be depends on Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, that is EMF is equal to d phi by dt, that is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction is defined as average induced EMF, that is E. Average induced EMF, that is E, is directly proportional to the rate of change of flux with respect to time, is called as Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction with respect to average induced EMF per turn. That is E is equal to, that is average EMF per turn is equal to average rate of change of flux. Then next equation is average EMF per turn is equal to d phi by dt, that is average rate of change of flux. This is the average of rate of change of flux. Okay, that is d phi by dt. Now d phi by dt same is here. Then d phi means change in flux. D phi means change in flux. Dt means time required for change in flux. That is here time required for change in flux. Okay, now here we have considered half of the half cycle, that is we have considered 1/4 cycle, that is 1/4 cycle is also same as that of next half cycle. It will be present in positive half cycle, and total positive half cycle is always same as that of another negative half cycle. Okay, now here d phi by dt is here. Okay, then change in flux, that is phi m, is here, that is change in flux is phi m. But dt, that is we have considered dt is equal to time is 1/4f, that is we have considered 1/4 cycle for flux, because 1/4 cycle is also same as that of next half cycle, and total half cycle is always same as that of another negative half cycle. That is we have considered first half cycle time is 1/4f. Okay, then this half cycle also same as that of another half cycle, but this total half cycle is also same as that of another half cycle. Then we have considered only 1/4 cycle in total sinusoidal waveform. Then here d phi by dt is equal to phi m upon 1/4f. Okay, then this 4f goes upper side, then 4f into phi m. Okay, that is d phi by dt is equal to obtain 4f phi m. F means frequency, phi m means change in flux with respect to maximum flux, that is phi m means maximum flux. But d phi by dt is equal to average EMF per turn, then average EMF per turn is equal to 4f phi m. Then EMF unit is measured in volt. Okay, now here unit is volt. Okay, now in this equation first we have to calculate Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction with respect to average EMF induced, that is E is equal to d phi by dt. Then d phi, that is change in flux, that is phi m, that is moves from maximum flux, moves from primary winding to secondary winding. Then time is we have considered half of the half cycle, because it will be same as that of next half cycle and also same as that of total negative half cycle. Okay, then we have to calculate d phi by dt, that is 4f phi m, that is d phi by dt is also called as average EMF per turn, that is average EMF per turn is equal to 4f phi m volt. Okay, now this is the average EMF, that is here. Okay, now we have to need form factor. Okay, now this concept also I have explained in AC fundamental, that is form factor is defined as it is the ratio of RMS value upon average value, that is RMS value upon average value we have considered value is 1.11, that is we have calculated in AC fundamental, that is form factor is equal to RMS value upon average value. Then rearrange equation for RMS value, that is RMS value upon average value. Okay, it is average value is equal to 1.11. Okay, now RMS value is equal to 1.11 into average value. Okay, now here we have calculated average EMF. What is the formula for average EMF? We have calculated here. Okay, in previous slide we have calculated average value is here, that is average value of EMF is 4f phi m. Then this value of average value, that is AV, is put 4f phi m. Okay, now this is the average value is put here, that is here. Then 1.11 is multiplied by 4 into f phi m, that is 4.44 f phi m, that is we have obtained 4.44, that is RMS value. Okay, and this RMS value it will be depends on number of turns primary winding, that is in EMF equation we have to calculate both values, that is E1 and E2. Okay, but E1, that is rate of change of induced EMF, is directly proportional to the number of turns, that means number of turns it will be generate induced EMF. Okay, that is E1 is directly proportional to the N1 and E2 is directly proportional to the N2. Okay, now here that is E1 is equal to obtain N1. Okay, and E2 is equal to obtain N2. But here this N1 turns it will be depends on induced EMF, that is we have to need induced EMF. Induced EMF in N1 turns. Induced EMF in N1 turns, also induced EMF in N2 turns, and this total value of EMF is called as E1, that is E1 is equal to N1 into induced EMF in N1 turns, then E2 is called as N2 into induced EMF in N2 turns. Okay, now here the value of induced EMF is calculated here, that is 4.44 is put here, that is E1 is equal to N1, induced EMF is 4.44 f phi m, and this induced EMF measured in volt. Okay, then same for E2 is equal to N2 into induced EMF is here 4.44 is put here, then we have obtained E1 and E2 with respect to N1 and N2, that is induced EMF in primary winding E1 is here, E1 is equal to N1 into 4.44 f phi m. Then for secondary winding induced EMF E2 is equal to N2 into 4.44 F phi em. Okay, now in EMF equation we have obtained two values of induced EMF. First value is E1 and second value is E2 is here. Then E1 is equal to 4.44 F phi m N1 volt. Then E2 is equal to 4.44 F phi m N2 measured in volt. That is, E1 means induced EMF in primary winding. Then E2 means induced EMF in secondary winding. Then F means frequency. Phi m means maximum flux. N1 means number of turns used in primary winding. Okay. Then N2 means number of turns used in secondary winding. And this whole equation is called as EMF equation. That is, EMF equation is depends on E1 and E2. Okay, now this is the EMF equation of single phase core type transformer.